Brothers and sisters, on this feast day of Saints Simon and Jude, the Church presents us with the image of Christ at prayer to reflect and contemplate. In the Gospel we hear, Jesus went up to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. Have you ever stayed up for an entire night to pray? When do you pray? How do you pray? Why do you pray? How is your prayer life? Prayer. In the Gospels, we see Jesus spend a lot of time in prayer, especially prior to major turning points in his public ministry. For instance, Christ would spend 40 days and 40 nights in prayer and fasting before the start of his public ministry. Today's Gospel account is another example of such moments. Jesus spends the whole night in prayer before choosing and appointing his 12 apostles. When I was younger, I saw prayer as a chore that my parents had me do. It was what you did when you wanted to ask for something or a favor from God. But now that I am older, I see prayer as being with God. When we pray, we offer our hearts and minds to God, so that, as St. Augustine said so beautifully, we might learn to desire as God desires. Jesus Christ teaches us how to pray, and in the Garden of Gethsemane, he gives us a wonderful summary of what our disposition should be like when we are at prayer. Father, not as I will, but as you will. Let your will be done in my life. So how is your prayer life? Do you set aside some time for daily prayer? Those who pray never lose their way in life. Rather, aided by God's grace, they are led on the path of sainthood. If we do not regularly spend time in prayer with God, we run the risk of growing cold as disciples and may even lose our way. We are living in such difficult times. Learning to cultivate the habit of prayer helps us to stay centered. Let us ask for the intentions of Saints Simon and Jude, whose feast day we celebrate today, to assist us with their prayers. If we find prayer to be especially difficult, let us ask St. Jude to intercede for us. He is the patron saint of difficult and impossible cases. And so, brothers and sisters, let us commit to spending a minimum of 10 minutes in prayer every day. Over time, this will help us grow in a life of prayer. The time spent with God in prayer is never wasted.